Who are the nation that are angry at the resurrection of the dead? The 18th verse of the 11th chapter of the Revelation in the Bible plainly teach us that these nations are angry and mad because of the rise of the dead, and that God himself was the source of the power behind the resurrection of a rise of a mentally dead people, the black slave. It is these slaveholders who have been the real cause of the mental death of the people. Revelation relates to as being deprived of justice. God come to give them justice and to justify them as being equal to their right slave masters as human beings. And as you know, from the 400 years we see today of legal slavery and free slavery of the American so-called Negro, they had never been recognized even as a human being. As one devil says, there are only 3/5 of a human being. It is true that the history of our treatments by the devil's slave masters practically made our parents and ourselves less than human beings. This is why I teach that the main right we should seek first are human rights. The American so-called Negro flew in love with his slave masters and his slave master children because the unlight attracted them and their brothers in Africa. Therefore, the manifestation of the enemy, the devil, and the resurrection makes the dead to see that which caused them to be mentally dead. In the parable of the donkey who brought out a meeting with angels, he saw that the burdens he had been carrying on his back was false Balaam. So, in the resurrection of a mentally dead soul called Nick, they are rising to a knowledge of self. This knowledge make them refuse to continue to carry the slave master as something to worship. This have anger the slave masters as the donkey refused to anger Balaam. Balaam set about whooping and beating the donkey to force him as unusual to carry and respect him as his master. This use of force to compel the one slave, the black Americans, to remain with them even now in order to make them members of society's only false recognitions of the black Americans, this lost and now found people of the black nation of Asia and Africa. This continuous cruelty by these white slave masters inflicted upon the American so-called Negro have angered God as the cruelty the Egyptians inflicted upon the Israelites during the time of Pharaoh angered Jehovah. This is a repetition of Israel history and of Pharaoh evil in these modern times. The appearance of Jehovah and Moses, the servant of Jehovah, to announce to Pharaoh the end of Israel's slavery. Pharaoh became angry and went to work and tried to obstruct and bring to nothing Jehovah's delivery of Israel through his servant Moses. This brought Pharaoh to his end, and he and his army was scattered to the Red Sea because they tried to prevent the freedom of Israel by the God Jehovah. The angry nation refers to our America and European people who are also enslaved of the black man. Take, for instance, the part that England, Germany, France, and Italy have all played in enslavement of black Africa and black people throughout Africa and Asia and here in America, North and South America. There is no such thing in the nature of white people as justice and freedom for black people, especially not for blacks in the Western hemisphere. Now the anger is running them mad and they're attacking and killing each other. There is no such thing as peace among them, nor can you produce peace for others. The Holy Quran refers to this condition as the kind up of hell. You see, chapter 81, verse 12. Never before have you witnessed the evil that we see today that is spreading far and wide. In every hour of the day, America and Europe, England, America being not the first, but the chief slave makers of black people. They dislike the idea of having allowed dispose of their power over a Negro, though they knew this was coming, the loss of their slaves. This is the time of increased knowledge. God has given the black man of America more light into this increase of divine knowledge than any black elsewhere because he chose to make for himself a great nation out of the former slave of America. White America is angry at God for resurrecting the black slave into a knowledge of self and his slave master. This means that they are entering into a war with Almighty God, Allah, to try to oppose the truth of God preached by the messenger of God. We, the second songs. We see this great commotion, the great commotion of the governments and people of America, the civil unrest. We see the insurrection, mental excitement, noisy confusion. There is no action that is being taken, nor can there be any action taken that will bring the people into a better condition of civil action. We see the white American people have practiced evil and injustice to the man in the mud, the black slave, for so long that they think that there will never be any divine action taken against them for such evil and injustice. But this is what is now affecting. It is the action of divine justice for the poor man, black slaves. Allah God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, has the power and uses his power on the wicked to bring them to their knees. Allah God is the greatest, and there is no equal to him. Allah God can take us by our own way of thinking and spin us as though we are a play toy. We cannot fight a successful fight against him. He is too powerful. He listens in on our thinking. He is capable of making us to think, to do that which he desired to be done. The great commotion today is witnessed by the nation of the earth. For it's America whom Allah God is after for mistreatment of the poor so-called Negro, the lost found original black members of their nation. America mistreat and kill her black slave for sport, but America days is drawing to a close, and she will not have the freedom to mistreat the black slave much longer, as the mistreatment of Egyptian practice against Israel came to an end. So will this mistreatment of the black slave by white America comes to an end. America has so blinded and made deaf dumb the black man America, her black slave, that she will make empty promises to the black slave, and he will accept her false promise and forsake the true promise of Allah God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, who is here offering us heaven at once. The great commotion will continue in America until this commotion has destroyed the power of oppositions, the disasters. The title of this chapter is taken from the Holy Quran. We see Surah 101, verse 1 through 4, the disaster. What is the disaster? It will make you know how terrible is this disaster. In the English language, according to the Westford Dictionary, the word disaster means a state of deep distress or misery caused by major misfortune, or loss, or a great event marked by great loss and lasting distress and infliction. Such disaster is now prevailing in America. It is getting worse daily. The third verse of this chapter we see of the Holy Quran, Surah 101, verse 3, asks a question and will make you know how terrible is the disaster. Answer is given in the fourth verse. The day wherein man will be as scattered as moth. We do not have to ask anyone whether or not this warning of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. We see it, the fulfillment of this prophecy with our eyes and hear with our ears. These great disasters that are now striking America. We see the great division, the great disagreement, disunity, and murder of men. We see the great amount of raping and murdering of girls and women. There's great robbery and thieves going on every hour of the day and night. There are great storms and adverse weather conditions. There are minor earth tremors and hailstorms. These are signs we see and wonders of signs being displayed in the heavens, in the earth, and on the sea and land. There's unusual behavior of children. There's unusual love or dislike of children by mothers and fathers, and destruction of the process of childbirth. There is the great disaster of starvation and great destruction of health and life by the use and administer of poison drugs, which is practiced upon those who are free and those who are bound. What has been known as America is threatened today with total destruction. America is destroying herself in an effort to destroy her black slave. The water and air of America are being polluted by chemical use. America's scientists of war conduct dreadful experiments on how best to kill human beings by the millions and wipe out lives of whole continents. These are the days of fulfillment. Our prophecies are not one but of many disasters. But in all of these preparations, a destruction of human life. But the devil, Allah God, too has planned to save his people. Allah God has claimed over the black slave as being his people, and the white slaveholder is angry because of the loss of the black slave by the virtue of this claim. Allah God comes to take this black slave away from the enemy, white slaveholders, and join the black slave into his own kind again. The white slaveholders hate this, but Allah God has that power to force the enemy, white slaveholders, to submit to his will. It is the will of Allah God that the enemy, white slaveholders, let these black slaves go free. God promised concerning these white slaveholders and the black slave we see in his Bible, Isaiah 43, verse 6. I will say to the north, give up, to the south, keep not back. Be my son from afar, and my daughter from the end of the earth, America. Let our people go. Since Allah God has now claimed this black slave, giving them the truth. Allah God has called the black slave who accept the truth by his name. The black slave who accept the truth of his name. The black slave who accept the truth of his greatness in being one of the righteous nation of his kind belong to Allah God. You see, this book must be fulfilled, wherein it prophesies that he will claim them to be his own elect. At such time as destruction of America, if Allah God had not chosen some of the people of America, the black slave, to be his people, there would not have been any flesh saved from white America. The book Mark chapter 13:20 teach us, and except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh will be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he has chosen, he has shortened the time. The black slave must know that this is the time of judgment of both the white slaveholders and the black slave. The black slave must learn to know his place in the judgment. The place of the black slave is with Allah God and his own black people. The black slave who have been deprived of knowledge of his God and his own black people. Allah God has come and brought the black slave the truth. The black slave refused to accept the truth. He will be destroyed for willing and knowingly rejecting the truth when the truth have come and is millers. Disaster, disaster in the country of America. No secret can remain hidden, where the chastisement of Allah God will not let you hide it. As one writer prophesies, we see in the Bible, Isaiah 18, verse 1, whom to the land shallow with wings. This prophecy is referring to America, which have a cloud of planes showering the skies over America almost daily now. Can America exist? The coming of this white man to the Western hemisphere was for the purpose of expansion away from his brother in Europe. We see Europe was divine given to the right race as their home when they were driven out of Arabia 6,000 years ago to abide there on that continent until the days of reckoning comes to them. These are the days of reckoning for the right race as the religious scholars and scientists agrees. But because of their nature, we see evil, they cannot help doing evil things against the righteous. You see, today they make war against the righteous, the black man, to prevent him from accepting the righteousness and the doing of the righteousness. Today, the black man in America is a prey into the strong, powerful hands of his enemies, the children of their slave masters. For 400 years, we see the slave master have mistreated the slave, and now in the days of their redemption, they are doing everything possible to deceive them and accepting their starvation that Allah now offer to the black man of America. So strong is Allah's love for us that he now desires nothing but the total destruction of America. They hate me today with a bloody hatred, and they tried to kill me for teaching the truth to my people. They do not want this black man of America to enjoy freedom, justice, and equality. Look what they did to Reverend Martin King, a man who trying to be their brothers, a man who probably thought that he did not want to draw the white man's blood. He says, there was any blood to be spilled, let it be on the black men's blood. His words came true. Poor man. He was without the knowledge of self, his God, and religion. So fear with fear of a 400-year-old enemy. They could never get starvation from his people, from the enemy. America had been blessed ever since her fathers came across the Atlantic, out of the confines of Europe, until this day. Now her evil done to a slave. God threatened her with total destruction. God is threatening her today with total destruction. That's why the motherships is here to destroy this present world. They're telling you and fail to tell you what's out there. But America today, she's being tested. And you think today she's going to get over the sore made by a previous disaster? We see another one will come, and another one will come to destroy her. We see today America and Germany are the most evil of the right race. These two governments have been blessed, but they have not shown any worthwhile respect to Allah for his blessing. America calls people out of all the nations of earth to come to America. They came seeking heaven and her, but those who came was evil too. As the revelation and language teach us, Revelation 18, verse 2, he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, America, the great, is fallen, is fallen. Come the habitation of devils, and hold every foul spirit, and cage to every unclean and hateful birds. There is no people, nor country on earth who will feel this prophecy better than America and her people today. She has become a house filled with every evil practice we see, with every members of the nation taking part today. Yet she had been blessed with a great harvest of food, which is enough to feed the nation of earth, with her great advancements into the heights of her mechanical knowledge, and with her great wealth in silver and gold that enabled her once upon a time to command the value of silver or gold of the world. But as it is written in all of the growing up of wealth and power, the act of justice was laid at the root of this great tree of prosperity and authority of the nation, and they are to be used by the Holy One to put a stop to the evil practice and the injustice to the righteous. America hath prospered from the labors of her black slave. She pays the black man higher wages and salaries, and then take them back from him through the high cost of living. See, this high cost of living today, or trying to live according to the way of the white man lived, we see keeps this black man down. And when he has inquired the education of this white man, but is unable to complete with the white man, he becomes dissatisfied to the degree of creating trouble to find a way to sell prosperity against the will of the white man, which is to keep this black man in a condition of poverty one in this regard as equal human beings. Yet, while the white man teaches that all human beings are created accordingly, at the same time, he robs this black man of a chance to be the equal of other human beings. Excuse me. Can America exist with all for wicked doing against this black man of America and a state of inequality with other human beings? The continued existence of America in a way, our governments and power over people other than her own depends on the way she will continue to treat her one slave, the black people of America, due to the prophecy of the Bible from Moses to Jesus and Muhammad. The prophet is saying that these prophets teach us that a coming showdown between Allah God and the slaveholders of his people, black America, must come to pass. The time has arrived, brothers and sisters, of this prophecy, a defender coming to defend the prey, so-called Negro, who is held in bondage by the white slaveholders, who are still mistreating the prey to the extent that the world is in sympathy with the prey for justice. Now it is prophesied that a just ruler will come. He has come to set up a rule or kingdom under the laws of justice When people who had lived under the law of injustice by unjust rulers, this must be fulfilled. The next government for the people universally is going to be under such a glorious rule of freedom, justice, and equality. It is natural that the old ruler will oppose a new ruler coming to remove him and his authorities to rule the people. He will fight to keep his place and authorities over the people. That's why Allah threatened his opponent with the final declaration of war that would end the opponent opposition to his laws of righteousness. This is why Pharaoh party had to come to an end. Pharaoh political party came to an end. So will America political party come to an end. Now I have been writing for many years of the coming doom of the world of Christianity, mainly America, who is the root and cause of this present judgment of America. We see the judgment of America. It is due to the way that she has treated the so-called Negro, black people of America, for 400 years. The very hour in which I'm writing, America is still mistreating her slave with the worst kind of treatment ever according to human beings here on the Western Hemisphere. She continued to do evil. This is why God have remembered her iniquity, because her sins, brothers and sisters, have been heaped up all into the heaven. So today you have to reward her just as she has rewarded you, and double to her cup as she has doubled to her cup. See, Moses says there had to be an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But you know, today America can't do that, because America's chiefs can't get struck today because she prepared her army to strike back. The government can't do that. You see, the Pope of Rome can't do that. Now, brothers and sisters, if you and I don't wake up and execute this law, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth and a nose for a nose, then we might as well be dead and forgotten. America practiced the way of her father's mistreatment, an American so-called Negro, under what she called a law of freedom. But this freedom is only words, not in practice. The slave master children blood heart and way of thinking towards the one slave is the same as their fathers. They find it so free to beat and kill the one slave, so-called Negro at will, that they will continue this practice of mistreating and murdering the slave day and night, because there is no law of justice by the black man of America, who is the property of their fathers of America, right citizen. So Psalm chapter 10, verse 8 says, he sits today in the lurching place of the village, in the secret places. Now do he murder the innocents? His eyes are set against the poor. You see, up into this day, he's seeking who he can devour. And this is why God says, cast all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you. And be alert. The adversary looking and seeking who he may devour. So we see America never think in terms of being equally punished today for the wrong done to the so-called Negro. The Bible parable we see of Balaam riding that donkey must be remembered. When angels went to settle the unjust mistreatment of the donkey by Balaam, the angel found Balaam still beating and forcing the donkey to carry him right in the presence of the visiting angel, who was carrying a sword to bring about the justice between the two. Thank you guys for tuning in. I need you guys to smash that like button for me, though. Smash that like button, because I'm telling the truth. The truth is going to be revealed. You're going to see it with your own eyes. We ain't got to wait no longer, brothers and sisters. You think this event's going to be up for 20, 15, 10 years? The fall is within a few days. This is why the mothership is here. This is why they're here. And they failed to tell you America is doomed. It is almost impossible to say that America can exist. If America is to exist, America ruling powers, it will make prophets of the Bible and even the Holy Quran prophesies other than the truth. See, they don't like hearing this truth, because Jesus said, You shall know this truth, and the truth will set us free. The truth is going to set you free. Now it is impossible to make them out liars who wrote the doom of the race that will come at a certain time. And that certain time is now known. The time can be prolonged, and the Messiah that the world had been looking forward to come for 2,000 years. He desire, for he does what he pleases. Hey brother, you can get off my live. You can stroll somewhere else. Your mama do rags is too tight on her. Get off my live, cause you hate hearing this. Your people are in trouble. Get off my live, punk. Let's go stroll somewhere else. You're wasting time here. This does not mean that he will change the idea, the doom and destruction of America. But if he pleased, he could extend her time. And she had done almost a marvelous thing, like submitting to the righteous, taught and delivered to the mentally dead slave, so-called nigga. This is the only way America can exist, by bowing in submission to the will of God, taught by his messengers. The time that we are now in is a time of anger, brothers and sisters, of God against these evildoers. It is a time that the God of righteousness rejoices to repay the evildoers for their doing and to reward the righteous for their righteousness. Amen. Amen. But I'm going to tell you something. You saying no worries? We will rebuild it once. We will rebuild it again. You sound like Edom. You sound like the descendant of Edom. You see, Esau says we have been ruined, but we will rebuild the ruin. But God says, I will demolish. And you shall see this, brothers and sisters, with your own eyes. You shall see this wicked land. But now you'll say, great is the Lord beyond the border of Israel. Now, what a son under his father? Were a slave under his master? God said, if I had become a father to you, where's the honor? And if I'm a master, where's the respect? Said the Lord Almighty. It is you, America, who he is after. So therefore, to curb, my brothers and sisters, this set day of doom demand for the doing of righteousness, which by nature was not put in the right race of people, but they may yet be smart enough to bow, to put a stay to their execution for a few days longer, not by intermixing with a slave to enjoy as long as they are blind, deaf, and dumb, and do not understand. This act only hasten their doom, while the foolish, blind, deaf, dumb, so-called nigger do not even know that he's being blind, deaf, and dumb to his slaughter. There is no such thing that the evil rule peace. Also, the wicked according to the prophets. Jeremiah and Isaiah are the warners who had destroyed the peace from amongst man. You see this man? This is your new Barabbas. Yeah, y'all people vote for this man. Yeah, the people ask for a request. We don't want Jesus. We don't want to be righteous, but we want a murder from the insurrection. We want a man with 34 counts. Bring him back in. We'll vote for him. You fool. My advice to the white man is to make haste. Get in a hurry if you want to live today. Bow and submit to that great truth and righteousness, the will of Allah. Now, what will be the end of the war? Many of you may think that if America ends the war in Asia, this will bring peace and prosperity to the people of America. Perhaps someday there may be a lull in a war, but not now. If America and Asia can find a way to bring about the war between each other, this does not mean that peace and prosperity is assured. Not at this time, my brothers and sisters. You see, there's still the Cold War between America and Russia and other parts of Europe to be reckoned with. Europe will become a dreaded spot when America leaves Asia. It is true, as the prophet has predicted, that America must come out of Asia or be thrown out today. Each America and Russia, the two most powerful war factors of the world, is seeking to maintain the rule over the nation of Earth, even to conquer outer space. We see this will not last long. In a travel investigation into space, Allah God is permitting them to peep into His great unequal creation of power and might, the heavens and earth. The Holy Quran teaches that when Allah God gets ready to destroy people, He opens the door of heaven to them. He gives them a peep into His great wisdom in secret. But this does not mean that He adds power to an enemy to be able to war against the Creator. The reason for all of this is due to the fact that Allah God is setting up a kingdom of righteousness, freedom, justice, and equality. Black brothers do not look for high paying jobs, drawing a big roll of money after a war, unless with the help of Allah God, you prepare this for yourself, which I advise you to do. The most dreadful divine judgment that have ever been witnessed by man are now coming on America. America is the divine target because she could have bet herself in the divine eyes of Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. This is what they feel to tell you guys. She's in a divine judgment. There's a divine action taking place right between your eyes. She's in this judgment. She's in this grip of judgment. Her judgment have come. But America did not and will not better herself today, as you see. As it is written, brothers and sisters, and prophesies it today concerning ancient Babylon and Egypt. We have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. The Bible, we see Jeremiah 51 verse 9, because she was not willing to do justice by her captive Jews from Jerusalem. So it was with Pharaoh. When Allah Jehovah went after Egypt, the Bible asks, Pharaoh refused to give justice to Israel and made war against Allah Jehovah and his prophet Moses to prevent Israel from going free of Pharaoh's enslavement of them. We see the war. America cannot win the victory. It is impossible for America to be the victors in this universal war because of divine intervention against her, although she have enough deadly materials and manufacturers. Can she try to win against Allah God today? She boasts of her materials and being able to destroy the people of Earth 30 times. If she was left free to use the materials, maybe America can win, but divine die was set against her long before she ever became America. She can try and boast of her idea of mine, deceive her black slave, but she will deceive herself and them. America is made manifest by Almighty God in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, that she is a total, deadly enemy against her one slave today. For many years, I have written that America's greatest sin is the evil done to her black slave. Allah God tends to repay her for what she has done today. She deceived the black slave right at the total of destruction. She tried to rule the so-called Negrian with false and temporary promise, by offering him high political jobs to keep him from turning his attention to self and kind. Hit that like, you guys, 42 people on here. Smash that like. The black politician could and should use his political knowledge to benefit for self and kind. This is truth, man. How y'all on my live and I got one like and y'all hear nothing but the truth? Y'all don't like the truth? Y'all don't like what's going to approach our earth? Jesus said the truth is going to set us free. You should be happy that a deliverer is coming to free us from the hands of the oppressors. You should be happy. You should be happy that you're seeing signs and wonders being displayed in the heaven, and that The Lord is coming amongst thousands. I mean thousands of his holy ones. Man, smash that like button. White America isolating the message of God from their minds with these false promises today as we see, and make them to hate the message of God and to work against him, although the message of God is working for the interests of the black slave. We see the eyes and ears of Allah God are open, looking and listening to their actions today. It is not necessary for Allah God to use mechanical devices. Allah God is physically will, and he has physical eyes and ears. He is capable of seeing and hearing everything we do and say. He has power to defeat us in our plan, which are against his plans. The American slaveholders want to deceive the so-called into believing that Allah God is not paying attention to them. You see, the white man wants them to believe that he is the God that they should pay attention to. I warn every one of you, my people, who believe in the idea that the white man is the God that they should pay attention to, you will come up the losers. Allah God is backing me up in the work he has given me to do. The work he has given me to do is for your own black starvation. Now, if you think that you have starvation with this white man, then go ahead with him. I'm not here to force you against your own will, but I want you to know that if you are looking to white America for your starvation, you are headed with them to your and their destruction. Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? Yeah, that's what you should be saying. What the fuck is happening to this country? Because it's winding on down. There is no hope for America to win the war. There is no hope for this black man in the future of America, you see. For America has no future for itself. She will not be able to win the war. The scholars now and scientists know that America cannot win. It is not just I alone saying this. The scholars and scientists would tell us America cannot win. And we know by divine prophecy as we see it today that America cannot win. If it was just Russia, China, Vietnam, and Korea using their judgment on how best to destroy each other, maybe America could win, for she have as much as they have in war material and scientific preparation. America is capable of going out of the atmosphere of the earth and to fight them from there. But she would not be able to go out of the atmosphere of the earth and destroy the black man of the earth. It is only a mistake that one should believe in America's ability to build a way station in the air on the moon, for she would not be able to use it against us. The divine plan is set to destroy her. We have many things out there in space that can be brought into action against America for any other nation today. For Allah is the greatest. The mother planes. The mother plane was made to destroy this world of evil and to show the wisdom and mighty power of the God who came to destroy an old world and set up a new world. The nature of this new world is righteous. The nature of a new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. Man, I'm going to blame this country. This country is failing. You just so ignorant to not see. But every eye shall be open, and every eye shall see. Your country is going straight to hell. That's why the motherships is here. Shut up and listen. The nature of a new world is righteousness. The nature of a new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. The same type of plane was used by the original God to put mountains on this planet. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is wiser than any God before him. As the Bible and Holy Quran teach us, he taught me that this plane will be used to raise mountains on this planet Earth. The mountains that he will put on this earth will not be very high. He will raise these mountains to a height of 1 mile over the United States of America. This reminds us of the prophet prediction of this time of destruction of the old world and the bringing in of a new world. Behold, the Lord makes the earth empty and make it race and turn it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. The Bible, Isaiah 24, verse 1. There are plains in various nations today, but this is the mother of them all. Why? Because this type of plane was used before the making of this world. Why should God make such a sign of his power to destroy a nation? Because this is the final destruction of that people who have opposed God and his purpose and aim for justice and righteousness. We see the right race is not a people who was made righteous and then turned to unrighteousness. It was made unrighteous by the false God who made them. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that this plane is capable at a height of 40 miles above the earth. Your race is in trouble, punk. That's why you're on my channel. You can stroll somewhere else. Your race of people are in trouble. Shut the fuck up. And if you're going to come here, shut up. His words could have been a sign, meaning 40 years, in which the plane will go into action. And that referring actually to 40 miles. Allah God does not speak one word that does not have a meaning. Every word that he speak has a meaning. So we know this mother plane goes to earth gravity 40 miles. Whenever it goes to this earth gravity, brothers and sisters, it produces all its ingredients. It gets its hydrogen, oxygen. Whenever it needs refueling. See, this is why Ezekiel chapter 1:19 says, when the creatures stood, the wheel stood. And when the wheel moved, the creatures moved. Now, the mother plane, according to what had been described of by this devil scientist, is capable of not only staying up for a long period of time, but it's also capable of luring the scientists. They want to attack and destroy it. You see how Trump is saying, yeah, shoot them down. Your president on the screen that's going to be inaugurated on the 20th of January saying shoot them down. Shoot them down. And I'm reading this to you. They want to attack and destroy it. But if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it will be destroyed instead. See, I'm going to say this, man. The white man is not smart, man. Because he's going to put the whole people in his hell. Shoot them down. That's the best thing they can say, shoot them down. This will bring the whole world in trouble. Shoot them down without doing any kind of investigation. See, they know, brothers and sisters, they know what this is, but they fail to tell you what it is. Oh, I'm saying, man, no matter what color you are, you deserve some damn answers today, man. Because your world leaders is going to put the whole world in jeopardy, man. I hate to sound like this to you, but we got to keep it real. We know the time. The time is not far off, brothers and sisters. You have to get yourself right in this coming day. Because this white man and these world leaders and this man looking on the screen is going to take the people into the fall of America. You see, this white man have learned that this is not a plane to be played with. Planes come out of the mother planes. In the 1930s, the Canadian newspaper report that they saw the mother plane. It came down out of the sky. They admitted that it looks like a great city and that something came down from it and appears to be a tube. But that tube thing went back up again. They're so advanced, you guys. This is why people are seeing strange sight orbs. I've seen these orbs. They can transform in 3 different classes, man. They are so highly advanced, man. Their technology makes America technology look like child's play. You about to see with your own eyes. And you about to say, great is the Lord beyond the borders of Israel. Now Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that the 6 months to a year, the mother plane comes into gravity of the earth. It takes on oxygen and hydrogen in order to prevent it to stay out of the earth gravity until it needs refueling again. This is why they coming out of the water. This is why they living in the base coming out of these waters, because it goes down 6 months to a year whenever it needs all its ingredients. Bro, like I said, and I'm gonna say to the rest of you, if you don't like being on here, take your punk ass somewhere else. Perry Stewart, what are you smoking? I'm smoking your mama's weed today. And I'm explaining this to those people that have ears. Because Isaiah says, Lord, who had heard our message? Did they hear the message? Of course they did. Did it apply in their life? No, it haven't. So what you are smoking today? Because I'm smoking your mama's good weed today. Now, brothers and sisters, Ezekiel prophecy of the will. Ezekiel saw the mother plane in a vision, according to the Bible. He looked up and saw this plane. Ezekiel 1:16. He called it a will because it was like a will. A plane that is will shaped, can turn in any direction at any time. He admitted that the plane was so high that it looks dreadful. And he cried out, "Oh will." Ezekiel chapter 10:13. Ezekiel saw great works going on in the will and four living creatures. And their work was as it were in the middle of a will. Ezekiel 1:16. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Why these creatures, why people are seeing them. See, they going off of God's permission. That's why they are here. You know what I mean? The trumpet is being sound today. And they are ready, to do whatever God had for them to do. America is in a world of trouble, man. These people can't save you because they don't have no departure. And she don't have no future. What makes you think you have a future here? Idiots. Now, Isaiah 1:16, when the living creatures went, the will went with them. And when the living creatures was lifted up from the earth, the will was lifted up. Ezekiel 1:19, the power of the lifting up of the four creatures was in the will. Now the four creatures represent the four colors of the original people of the earth. There are five great powers of the nation of the earth. These five powers are the black, brown, yellow, red, and white. Are the four original powers. The red is not an equal power. The vision shows the four creatures being lifted up from earth. And when the will was lifted up, they was lifted up. And when the will stood, they stood. This means that they waited upon the movement of the will. In Ezekiel vision concerning the will, he says that he heard the voice of one tell the others to take coal of fire and to scatter over the cities. This means bombs, my brothers. It could mean fire too, however. The plan is to drop bombs, which will automatically be timed to burrow quickly to a position of 1 mile below the surface of the earth where they are timed to explode. Now, Allah God taught me that these bombs are not to be dropped into the water. They are to be dropped only on the cities. It will be the work of the will. The will is the power of the four creatures, named the four colors of the black man. The black, brown, red, and yellow. We see the red Indians is the benefit also for the judgment of the world. We must remember that God comes to separate from the righteous that which is hindering the righteous from making progress and destroy the effect of the poison that which has opposed the righteous. The effect of the poison will be fully destroyed at the destruction of the source of the poison which has poisoned the righteous. It is like one being bitten by a rattlesnake. We see quickly medication is administered in order to minimize the effect of the poison upon flesh and blood until a complete cure is effected and the patient is well again. It is useless to try to ignore Ezekiel vision of the will for the make and the structural works of the will was foretold before it came to pass. The disbelievers believe that which is prophesied to come. That is why they is the losers today, and take the course to hell because he disbelieved in that which is prophesied to come about in a particular day. I read this again. The disbelievers believe that which he see present, and that which is prophesied to come. That is why he is the losers, and take the course to hell because he disbelieved in that which is prophesied to come about in a particular day. This is what the enemy is trying to do today with the black man. He is fascinating him with sport and play and the doing of evil to keep him from going to the God who is present. You never thought the day will come when you see your wife, mother, an old grave-headed woman walking down the streets today half nude. A few years ago, they would not have dared to come out into the public like that. But now they do so because the devil has put his improve on this kind of entire. They desire to please the devil. They do whatever the devil bid them to do. And the devil desired to take the black man with him to his doom. Let us not classify the prophet as liars and ignore their prophecy. We may cause ourselves destruction through belief in the devil instead of belief in a God of righteousness. There is no equal of the mother plane. This is the reason why she is called the mother plane. The mother plane is made for the purpose of destroying this present world. Now you're hearing it from me. So there is no equal of this mother plane. This is the reason why she is called the mother plane. You see, the mother plane is made for the purpose of destroying the present world. She has no equal. Do not be surprised, brothers and sisters, at the make of this plane, since it is from the God who made the universe a floating planet and stars which are supported only by the power of Allah in their rotations and their orbits. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fly Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, taught me that the mother plane is a little human-made planet. It is not simple for Allah God to make a new planet if he wants to. The mother plane is capable of staying out of the Earth's gravity for a whole year. It is capable of producing our own oxygen and hydrogen as any other planet is able to do. The mother planet, according to the same type of bombs on her that our black scientists dropped on the planet Earth to bring up mountains out of the Earth after the planet Earth was created. We see the knowledge of how to do this and not being given to the world right ways, nor will ever get this kind of knowledge. The knowledge of the world is limited. If the devil will get this kind of knowledge, we could just say that we are goers. However, they are not able to attain this kind of knowledge. Now, what does a 6-day-old baby white race look like trying to complete with a 6-year-old child, black nation? See, for the 6-year-old child can run all out in the yard and play. He can eat solid food. The power of the 6-day-old baby is limited. The knowledge and power of this world life white race is limited. The world of the white man was made from what he found and what he has seen and learned from the work of the original black man. The white race is far from being able to equal the power of wisdom of the original black man. The mother plane and her work is a display of the power of the mighty God, Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is the wisest and best known. He is the mightiest of them all. Oh, Will, said the prophet Ezekiel, she was so high up in the sky that she looks dreadful. She is capable of staying away from you, who plans the destruction of her. See, she is capable of staying away from you, who plans the destruction of her. She is capable of confusing you, who try to reach her with your means of destruction. There are scientists on the mother plane who knows what you are thinking about before the thought materialized. Holy Quran, Surah 50:16. Therefore, it is impossible to try to attack the mother plane. She can attack you, but you cannot attack her. The mother plane can hide behind other stars and make herself invisible to the eyes because she does not have to wait on the power from the earth. She can produce her own power to go wherever she desires to go in space. The mother plane is not like your little bullets or cameras which are powered by your limited powers. The Bible prophesies that today Allah God wished to make known to us that He is God. He wished to be respected as the superior God. He wished all life in the universe to know that He is the greatest. The Muslim recognize Allah God to be the greatest. He always repeat, "You are the greatest." There is no God like unto you. None deserve to be served or worshipped besides you. Almighty will, I repeat, there is plenty to make on the mother plane. There is much to the course operation of her work. Space here in this book is limited, but what Allah God taught me concerning the mother plane can be put into book form. Or will make to rock the earth and to heap up mountains upon the earth, or will destroy a nation. No wonder the prophet Isaiah prophesies that the earth shall read to unfold like a drunkard. Let us seek refuge in Allah God when the structural works to come from His mother planes. The decision. The Holy Quran, we see Surah 78 verse 2 of the tremendous announcement. The day of decision. We are now living in a time in which we must decide on what shall we do. It is very important that we arrive at a solution, come to define agreement. You black men of America are holding back your decision. You're waiting because of the people who have brought this day of decision to us by the way of rule. The rule is in a way of injustice. Now the God of justice before us. We must decide upon whether or not we will accept a change, a ruler, or remain under the present rule that's passing from the scene. We must decide rightly in order to relieve the people of pressure of injustice. Let our decision be for the benefits of our present and our future generation. We have no objection to that person who wants to make up his mind to remain in what he is already in. However, this announcement of great importance is laid before you and me, so that we may come to some kind of decision, agreement on what we shall do about the truth of this announcement. The announcement is the truth is asking us to decide on whether or not we are going to accept the truth or remain in falsehood. It is called the day of decision. Decide this day which God you shall serve, the God of freedom, justice, and equality, or the old wicked God who rule Allah God is here to bring an end to. We see the wicked ruler veiled the eyes of the people with falsehood, that the people may take falsehood for truth and truth for falsehood. This is what the Bible and Holy Quran teach us. All important announcements made by the prophet from Moses to the present day. The enemy of truth had deceived the people and made the people think that they was listening to falsehood. To make the people think that the prophet and his God was too weak to prevail over falsehood with truth. What is said here in this writing is directed to the black man in America. He is the real one who must decide on whether or not to remain in what he is in, or accept a better world that is ruled by the God of freedom, justice, and equality. My black brothers, I want you to know that you are in a pitiful condition here in this day in which the announcement is being made to you, to make up your mind about what you are going to do. In plain words, I wish to write here and tell you that you do not have a long time in which to decide on what you want to do. Thinking that you have a long time to decide is a mistake that people made in the past. You see, Noah's people, Lot's people, was the losers for ignoring the announcement from these worthy prophets. They waited, for they thought that what they had was going to continue to be. We here in America do not have to wait and see, for America is folding up under divine chastisement and destruction taking place before your and my eyes. Also, the Bible and Holy Quran prophesies that of these days, what is going on. These days are the days of judgment of America by Allah God against the wicked. To see more may mean the end of your life and my life, as it was with the people of Noah and Lot, who waited to see more. They could not come to the decisive point of agreement. They waited, and maybe you too will wait. To wait for the truth to be fulfilled means that we will suffer the consequences of the truth for not accepting the truth. The day of decision. As there was opponents of the prophets in the past, we have opponents of the prophets in this modern time. We're all of the warning that was given before these days. We could make our decisions so easily. Remember, the people in Noah had no prophets nor scriptures before Noah. Again, remember that even as late as the time of Moses, the people of Moses, the Israelite, had no previously scriptures before Moses. You black brothers are better off. You have all of the scriptures that was given to you, to the prophets throughout the whole 6,000 years of the white man on the planet Earth. And then you will be so foolishly as to delay in making a good decision until you see something happen, as the Holy Quran and the Bible teach us, until you see the angels coming in the cloud of heaven before you make up your mind. But you still probably will reject that. Surely will not come in the cloud of heaven. But as the Holy Quran teaches you, it will not be a good day for you who are waiting for such time. When angels come in the cloud of heaven, they will not be coming to do anything like preaching or giving you further knowledge. It's prophesied that on the day of judgment, angel will come to execute judgment on you for not believing, to save those who do believe. The preachers, the messengers, is the first to be judged. Then angel come to execute judgment on those who did not believe the message. The angels in the time of Lot are a good warning to you today. Those people was lost. Angels came to execute judgment on opponents and disbelievers a lot in the city of the plain where he was living. You see, the day of decision only means the resurrection and judgment of the present world. And Jesus prophesied, as it was in the days of Noah, Abraham, and Lot, so will it be today. There was eating and drinking and having a good time, as they call it. But it's not a good time. It's a wicked time. The history teaches us that by waiting there was the losers. But yet it will be the same today. It is the same for what's going on now, you see. You are rejecting this truth and you are accepting falsehood today. Naturally, the enemy of truth is angry at the bearers of truth. Because by nature, enemy was not made of truth. He was made of falsehood today. But again, the Bible teach us that whosoever believe, the same shall be saved. This is true, whether he is white or black. If a white man, woman, boy, girl believe, even though by nature they are not the real righteous, the faith will get them out of the hell that God threatened this world with. And the time will be prolonged. I'm sure that you know this. They also know this. A remnant of them will escape if they had the faith in Allah God and his religion, Islam. And Jesus prophesies in the Bible, they even know enemy give one, if it's at least one, a believer a drink of water, and that being an act of goodness. God will not deprive that act of goodness of his reward. Make up your mind. Come to a right decision. I warn you. When shall you see all things? Jesus prophesied that when we see the fulfillment of the prophecy of this time, then we shall know by such acts of people, strange actions that we had never witnessed before, carry on by the people, know that it is the end is near, even at the doors. The Bible prophesies in Daniel and Matthew, saying that this is a time that man had never seen before. And man will never see such time again after this time. We see strange happening. The prophet Jesus says that parents will be against children. We see children will be against parents. Do you not see these things being fulfilled today, right in our eyes? Not only are parents against children, we see children are against parents, but parents are murdering their children today, and children are murdering their parents today. In some family cases, the parents kill their children and then commit suicide themselves. This is going on today in this old USA, where the gospel of Jesus is preached every hour of the day, somewhere in the land. In this time in which we are now living, there is no respect for dignity. The president leaving the country to travel far, to meet with rulers of foreign countries, discuss the strange things that are happening and the strange things that were happening between nations. The beautiful and rich country of America, to which many people of Europe and Asia migrated, seeking refuge in this country as the prophecies come into a fulfillment. In that day and time, everyone will begin to go away from America instead of coming to America. As the Revelation Bible teaches us of the prophecy that they will stand afar off and see the fire of her America burning. And for fear of it, they will lift up their hands and their voice, and they will lament for her. See, America trade is cut off, and all her delicious and delicate things that she used to have in trade is all gone. In 1 hour, one day, it came to pass here in the Western Hemisphere. The most wicked people who ever lived on earth are in the Western Hemisphere. As the Bible teaches us, that God says that to him, this is like Solomon and Gomorrah. He allowed God did say that the wickedness of the day of Noah and his people, and Lot and his people, the Stalemites, was no more than child's play compared to this wickedness of today. For they are highly educated. They are scientists and making wickedness for themselves. Day and night, up and down the streets, people are killing, murdering each other. We do not know very much about what is going on in Europe. But we do see it right here, my brothers and sisters, in the city of Chicago, Illinois. The radio and television announce to the public that murder and killing are taking place continually. When shall you see all things? Today there is great disrespect for one another. Mothers and their daughters are walking the streets today in shame. To the public, a decent minded people. See, they are throwing their clothes aside from their body, trying to keep nothing covered, but their shame. And some bury cover their shame because America designers and manufacturers will dress the woman up about one of her, about one of a third of a dress and turn her out partially nude. See, you cannot witness this today, brother. See, even Jeremiah says 6:14 says they dress the hearts of our people as though it was serious. Peace, peace, they say, when you see there's no peace. Peacemakers want all the world to be at peace. They are the peace breakers today. As it was, we see, in the days of Noah and Lot, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. The Son of Man come to judge man and mankind. We see this day, the days have come. As Daniel prophesies, the Bible, we see Daniel 9:26 and 27. Enter in the war. Desolation are determined. And for the overspreading of abomination, he shall make it desolate, even upon the consummation. And that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. Just think about it, brothers and sisters. At the end of the war, desolation. So that put an end to those who hope, those who expect to see a great boost of prosperity after the war. In the days of Noah, the children today of the Stalemites came out happy that morning. And that was the end, you see. They saw a cloud making up. They just considered that it was a regular rain cloud, but that was the end. In the Bible prophecy, we see of Jesus, Matthew 24:38 and 39. Whereas in that day, that there was before the flood, there was eating, we see, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage. Until that day that Noah entered into the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. In the time of Noah, the people of Noah was having parties as you are doing today. And that day was the end. In the time of Solomon and Gomorrah, they were so wicked that they was willing to go to war with the angels in the house of Lot. The Sodomites attacked the angels of God, who had power to destroy the Sodomites almost instantly. The Sodomites warned that they had been watching the angels visiting the house of Lot. A terrible time is gradually approaching upon us. A time so terrible until it will make children's grave headed. The Holy Quran teach us. The Bible teaches us that there will be a time never witnessed by man, and there will be such time and hereafter. It's a great time. We see day and night. Storms are coming in the country. We see it storming day and night, my brothers and sisters. We see this Holy Quran prophesies a disaster, one right after the other. And this we are witnessing with our own eyes. Oh, America. Oh, America. Where shall you flee? The Holy Quran teaches us, black men, to take refuge in Allah. You see, today people laugh at you if you invite them to do righteousness. They make mock of you doing right. So did the people in Noah and Lot. As it says so beautiful in Jesus' prophecy, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. When shall you see all these things that now you see? Know that it's here. We are living in the end. My black people, I said, fly to Allah, God, for refuge, and come follow me. I may look weak, but through me you will find refuge. And Allah, God. The judgment is near. Everywhere that we look, every and everything that we can think about marks the end of this world. There was there was never a time in the history of the United States of America that the president goes out to try to visit the heads of all of the nations that seem to be somewhat his equal. He is like a criminal, like you see Trump on the screen, who have committed a crime, and you hope for mercy from those who have committed a crime against. We cannot escape our doom when it comes to teaching the Holy Quran and the Bible. They show no mercy at all to the black slave. They treated the black slave worse than any human being had ever been treated. They continue to do so in the face of this divine judgment. Remind you of a parable of the rich man and the poor man. As long as the rich man enjoys luxury, he cares nothing about luxury for his slave, Lazarus. Then at last the rich man fall into poverty. He was unable to get help, even for himself. See, the Bible says the poor black slave that none helped them. Now the rich man gets in the place of his one slave. The rich man can witness how it feels to be a poor man. The parable said, at last the rich man dies. In hell he lift up his eyes. He saw a slave in a blossom Abraham in heaven that the slave had been promised that he will get into. It was such a beautiful heaven that the poor slave was lolling around in. The rich man cried out to his slave to share hell with him. He asked the slave to bring him a drop of water in hell. He knew that if the slave tried to get there with a drop of water, the slave would never get to heaven. The rich man will be happy if he receive a drop of water to ease his pain and torment. But the slave could not come to him with a drop of water, then go to some of the rich man's brother, who the rich man knew was bound to get a taste of the same hell that the rich man was in. The rich man said, Father Abraham, if you will not let Lazarus come to me, then send him to my brothers in words to say that are bound to get hell too. So I said to you, time is not far, my brothers and sisters. This parable is now in the working. I said to you, my black brothers, Lazarus tried to stay in the blossom of Abraham, because no man came to us as the Bible teaches us. No man came to the poor Lazarus, lost found. No one aided him. I have been begging for help, to borrow money, saying that we will give the extreme interest. No one have come to our aid yet. The white men have tried to prevent everyone who would give us a little help. So Allah God came to help us from ourselves. May Allah God bless us to do His will and bless us to please Him. For Allah God is the only help that we have, my brothers and sisters. I do not care what interest we offer. No one wants to loan us. They know that we are well worth the loan, but they do not want us to be helped. They figure we are going too fast as it is. But rich man, oh rich man, your days have come. The fall has come. No one will help you. They do not want to come near. They see the divine destruction licking its tongue about you on all sides. They do not want to get near to you. Europe is standing far and will not come near. She does not want anything of you. Europe see your doom, and she does not want any herself. Whom to the white slave master in hell he lift up his eyes. The worst is yet to come. According to the radio and television, according to the individual conversation, and according to the conversation between governments, officials concerning the problem of trying to find a way to peace and the people, and a way to find a stoppage to the fall of the money markets and unemployment, and a stoppage to the revolution between the dissatisfied and the dissatisfied, to find a way to be able to eat, to keep the hungry from eating under his own labor. Pacification is offered, but does not satisfy it. With nation rejecting peace offer, a nation laughing, making mock of you, forever accepting peace and friendship. As it is written, peace is desired more than fine gold. Now to see all of these things come into pass, things that we did not know that we would see. We did not know that we would see such a Goliath, such a giant falling. Goliath who had defiled the nation of the earth to come out and fight with him, as Goliath did before Israel. Now nation make mock of the great giant of the earth, America. The sword within and the sword without. Trouble seemed to have no end. With tens of millions of free black slaves crying for freedom, justice, and equality from the white slave master. And the white slave master want to deceive the black slave and make promises that the white slave master does not intend to fulfill to free the black slave. And with the free black slave thinking that he will eat some crumbs of freedom, justice, and equality from his white slave master, the free black slave will be greatly deceived. Tell your mama stop smoking crack. Tell your mama pull the pipe, out of her ass and stop having you smoke it. Tell your mama again to pull the crack pipe out of her ass and tell you to stop smoking, kid. The white slave master cannot free himself from his enemy. Not to think of this white slave master free himself from the consequences of the dissatisfied world. So with the worst yet to come, I said to you, my black people and my black sisters, fly to Allah. Come follow me. There are some intelligent white people who knows and who will bear witness with me. The worst is yet to come. For all you people going to hell, Leo John, people going to hell for all the evil it did. It caught up. It caught up with y'all. Punk. Now, brothers and sisters, look at Texas. There's a warden at Certain prison house who send the believers Muslims to the temple so that they may listen to the truth, which is their starvation today, to accept this truth. I think that this is a rise warden. It is like the Albert Journal. The general knew that the Albert was wrong and that Elijah was right. The general took 400 of Elijah's followers and hid and fed them with the bread in order to save them from hunger while they was in captivity. I said to you leaders, remember the above says of this writing that the worst is yet to come. As the Bible teaches us that a time will come that have never come before, and that those who understood, their hearts will be filling them with fear, and the eyes will go away in their hole, looking at things that they saw coming on the people, the trouble, the destruction, and the pledge. Look at the earthquakes that are taking place. Those earthquakes on their way here. We are feeling the earth shaking on our feet across this country. As the Holy Quran prophesies to us, you will hear it coming from a distant place. America beset all around now with trouble and destruction which have happened. America thought that she was immune to the trouble and destruction which are going on in other nations. Now the same trouble and destruction that you read of as happening in other countries, the other nations, these same trouble and destruction with these evil and gruesome sounds are knocking on the door of America, my brothers, today. Are knocking on the doors of America today. Let me turn this screen over for you so you get a good look at me. So you can get a good look at this face. Bear with me, my brothers, for those who listening. Brothers and sisters, you see, today we are tired of this game playing. You know, America would just have to do justice by us. Just let us go. I said, America is in trouble. And I said, God is about to wipe this nation from the face of this earth. Now, listen to me. You know, I'm not crazy and I'm not drunk. But how long do you think that America that can just do evil and not face the judgment and wrath of God? You see, they asked me this morning about the president morality. Well, how you feel about the president that's moral? So I said, what kind of president that we ever had that was moral? From the assassination of John F. Kennedy, from the assassination of William McKinley, from the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. See, the founder fathers of this nation were slaveholders. You see, they raped black women and gave them babies, but never of their own children. You know, the country of America cannot be said to be the white man's own. But after taking the country from the native Indians, who had the independent claim called the present country of America. So when have you ever seen this overall office ever being a moral place? Well, Bill Clinton has sex with Monica Lewinsky. See, my brothers and sisters, if my words frighten you, then wait till I finish. You see, many of us, we play with God, but we want God to be all loving and merciful. And yes, he loves us, all right, but he kills people out from that very same love. See, you can put Hitler, Genghis Khan, Tabla Khan, Tamerlane, and even you can put Vladimir Putin. But notice that they never killed as many people as God. But God kills and destroys people out of his love for righteousness. And he hates us when we refuse to bow down and submit ourselves for his mercy before it's too late. See, how many of us have some good parents? You had a good mother or a good father, warn somebody in the community, warn a loved one, and says, hey, look now, you're doing wrong. Now please change from your behavior. And then all of a sudden, you get a notice in the mail that they was dead. See, at least you can say, I tried all that I can. And the reason why the brothers sing you that very sad song and tears was just flowing from the young man's eyes because he tried to warn you that death has now entered into America. Oh, my brothers and sisters, one disaster after another. So get a grip. What do you think these floods is? See, what do you think this rain is? See, what do you think the unusual rain and the unusual snow, the violent winds and pestilence. You see, famine is here, and more famine is on its way. And Mickey D's won't be able to give you a burger. And the Bible says you will look at your own fat children. Very strange. Because today you seeing that she's in the same snare that ancient Babylon was. So, brothers and sisters, if you like to be caught in their snares, as he set a snare for ancient Babylon. Now we see Washington, D.C., a speech of May 29th, 1959. The followers are expert from a speech I would deliver before a gathering of well over 10,000 people at the arena. Washington, D.C., Sunday, May 29th, 1959. My people and I are here to fulfill a promise made long ago. I'm here to bring you the truth. I'm here with a solution to the problem of the so-called nickel and his white slave master. You are seeking something. You are seeking an answer to your 400-year-old problem of slavery, servitude, and fifth-class citizenship. I'm here with a solution to that problem. You see how good it is then for black brothers of like minds and spiritual burden to get together for a spiritual feast today. For more than 400 years, you plead for justice, freedom, equality, and a decent place. And the sun have, like thunderclaps sounding in a dark valley of Lebanon. Yet there have been no answer, as you see. Never in history of human evil has so many act for justice and so loud and so long receive in return so little, if anything at all. The church have failed you. You see, Christianity have failed you. The governments of America have failed you. You have not received justice from any quarters. As prophesied, you, my fellow black men, are as sheeps amongst these wolves, as expected to be, every wolf taking a bite at you. See, you approach this damn Senate, the House, yeah, the White House. You ask for justice. You get injustice today. All our prayers have come to nothing because we have presented out of ignorance. We have not known the true God. We have not known who is our brothers. We have not known who is our enemies. We have not known who is God. Nor have we known who is this devil. So in a nutshell, we have not known the truth about God, the devil, until that truth is made plain to us. Prayer for justice will forever go unanswered today. We will be the subject of scorn and laughers. But now it should be ever so clear that the politics will no more solve our problems than it did the difficulties facing Israel during her bondage in Egypt. We have come to the pain of extinction. We must now adhere and make our reprisal of our way of life if we care anything for ourselves, our life, our people, our race, the future of our property, wife, and children. Justice is a common thing, yet men have sought its meaning and substance since time began, that justice was nothing more than the wish of the strongest members of society. See, Jesus equated justice with brotherhood. We see William Shakespeare saw the matter of mercy because William Shakespeare, he didn't want nobody setting the stage. He didn't want no women setting the stage. He didn't want no black. He didn't want no Hispanic. He didn't even want no Caucasian. Now, I'm here to tell you that justice is the eventual working out of the will of God as indicated in the fundamental principle of truth. Justice is. Now, the weapon God will use to bring judgment upon the world the purpose and consummation of his coming. Although we are the chosen people of God, when it comes to justice, the American so-called nickel are the most deprived people on the planet Earth. Had justice prevailed, there will be no need for a day of judgment come today to plead not to the unjust judges of the world, but to that just judge to give the black man of America justice. And that just judge is the law of God. We have come to an end of the day of the unjust judges. Even though it may offend some, we must know the truth of it all. The truth hurts the guilty today. According to the saying of Jesus, the truth will make us free. The imperative need is for a clear cut, a definition of that truth that will make us free. We must distinguish between the truth and the false so-called truth that had been handed down to us from generation by the slave masters. We have been falsely taught that the truth was the matter of Jesus' birth and death. It has been taught, and this is also false, that the truth is the revelation of Christianity. See, neither of these is the truth. See, neither of these will make you free, my brothers and sisters. The truth to freedom is the knowledge of God, and the devil truth of yourself, others, and the real religion of God. How mistake you are to assume that Jesus was the final word of truth. Jesus himself admitted he could not tell it all. Yet he promised that God will send one who will not only reveal ultimate truth, but who will reveal it to the people lying in the mud of ignorance and shame. We, the fools of the world, will be the first to know that truth, not the wise of the world. This is not called for offense. When God said he will reveal his truth to the fools of the world, it was a blessing, not an insult to us. After all, this name us his chosen people. Thou it is said that the problem of this black man in America have set off an air of troubling throughout the world. Till your problem is solved, there will not be peace for anyone. Today, then, is a new day drawing in a new world. For the old days in the old world have passed away. The new days in the new world, if you please, cannot come into a full meaning until justice comes to our people. The burden is not the oppressor alone. Much of it is upon us. Time have come when we must speak or die. Our leaders, so-called leaders, are choked by fear. Such a leader is not worth the salt that lavishes bread. See, our leaders, the so-called Christian world, are choked by fear because they fail to tell you the truth. See, some of you are Christians. Some of you are in this American religion of Christianity, which teach you that the enemy come in the very hour to slap you on one side, you turn the other. If he takes your coat, don't ask for it. See, you're supposed to love those that love you. But this enemy doesn't love no one. He got you preaching some value what God hates, but you're supposed to be better than God. That's why our young generation is not growing, because they don't want to grow up being like our world teachers. I think that we need to understand enough is enough. And this is why a Redeemer is coming to remove this wicked filth. See, if God was to get a taste of this wicked filth, he would compare and he would compare a taste from ancient Babylon days. He would take that wildflower, and ever since he smelled from that wildflower and it stunk his nostril, he would get a good sense of the smell of this modern wicked filth we see today. So this fear we see is the root of their failures to tell you the truth, to tell you the truth, to tell you what's out there. They fail. See, so the church have failed you. America have failed you. The government have failed you. See, Christianity today is a right man religion, and it contains no starvation for the black man. For this very reason, we see the prayers of your preachers to the governments, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost have fallen on deaf ears today. Look, check this out. I'm saying a bunch of words that you won't hear, right? Your mama might be somewhere too, right? But I'm saying a bunch of words. You can stroll somewhere else, but this is for people that have ears. Because Isaiah said, Lord, who heard our message? Did they hear the message? Of course. Did these people have time to do the right thing? Of course. Did God been merciful to the world of mankind? Of course he had. But I'm here to speak, you know, because evil has to be, you know what I mean, spoken of. Bro, your mama is so stupid. Your mama had you because you fell on the wrong side of the bed, man. You coming on here because you hearing something. You stupid motherfucker. Let's go somewhere else. Do yourself a favor and go somewhere else. Now I ask you, my brothers, what good is this American Christianity to you and to me? If that religion and the God of that religion would not defend us today against lynching and rape, indeed we would be a fool to believe and trust such a religion and such a God, knowing that he bestow all his blessings upon our enemy. We are taught to look forward to a starvation that does not exist today, brothers and sisters. Christianity offers you starvation after death. See, you must go down into this earth and rot. See, that starvation I don't want. I will not give you 2 cents for it. Any man that will work hard all his life praying to God to take and get him home beyond the grave is a fool today. I'm sorry, my brothers and sisters, if you think ill of me, but the truth is all I'm going to speak today. The black man in America is in a terrible condition, as we can all see. He is blind, confused, wandering about a high noon on Judgment Day. Is Judgment Day was not here instead of some remote hour to come, I will not be bringing you this message at this hour. See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is here because the day of judgment is here. What a sorry spectacle we made before God and the nation of the world. Here we are upwards of 20 million black Americans who have given their blood, sweat, service for 400 years in a vain hope that one day justice will be ours. When the Cold War sounded, the black soldiers stood. The plain of Europe, Asia, Africa, America have been fertilized by his blood. Yet the government of the nation from which he fought and who cause he died allowed his sons to be lynched and then add salt to the wound by concealing the identity of the lynchers. We see more the government seeks out the lynchers and then turn them over to their fellow men who share the lynch cause and motive. Our daughters and wife are lynched before our eyes. We see the government will not put a stop to it. They will allow the lyncher to lynch you and me if we are charged with attempt to rape one of them. The lynchers live right next door, down the streets, up the alleys. Yet they are not brought to justice. You see, all this grief you and I must suffer. See, all this burden we must bear. It is beyond comprehension. The American government's mistress of the seas, we see lord of the air and conqueror of space, of the land and pourers of the deep, bottom of the ocean, is unable to defend us from assault, rape, murder on the streets of these jungles. Where the same man could deny that it's now time that you and I take counsel amongst ourselves to the end of finding justice today for ourselves. If we continue to accept these injustices, we are nothing but cowards today. If we are cowards, then we are to just go home, kill our wife, and then commit suicide. You see, we killed the devil in Germany. We kill his brother for him. We kill our own brother for him. Yet we are without justice. We have nothing. See, our sons and daughters are lynched, kicked, beaten, hung up in the sun, drowned in the river and ponds and lakes. Their bodies are found in the streets and on the highways, in the bushes, killed by the very people for whom they have slayed their life out to give comfort. When you stand up and speak a word in behalf of your own people, you are classified as a troublemaker. You are classified as a hater, as a race hater, and everything but good. How can you as the people ever be anything if you are going to crush out your leaders who try to seek justice for you, even at the cost of their own life? I, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, am classified as a race hater. See, what race, what teacher am I that you can classify as race hatred? How can the devil say little Elijah Muhammad is teaching race hatred in the face over 400 years of his hatred of you and me? If God has revealed to me the truth of this race of people and yourself, and I tell you of it, and that is the truth, then don't say that I'm teaching race hatred. Just say I teach the truth. There is only one thing that I'm teaching today that is hatred. That's the truth of this devil. That truth, I don't know. Only God knows the truth of this devil. He has revealed it to me. If that is not the truth, let the devil tell God. It is just that the truth have come to you people without the knowledge of the truth. They're deceived and misled by wise, wicked scientists. I'm here with the truth from God Almighty, and for that truth, I will give my life. I will not hide that truth to the introducement of falsehood. I won't mix it up with falsehood. I said to you, my beloved brothers and sisters of this injustice, if you only reflect on what is said from the mouth of Elijah, you will not take him for insult. You will not take him for a race hater. You will take him for a beloved brother and beloved teacher and a beloved defender of yourself. I am not before you myself. I have not been sent of myself. My mission is not from me, nor my mission from the devil. I have been sent by Almighty God Allah. It is a very strong and powerful mission that will bring a turning point in the history of the world at large, the black man in particular. The truth will make you free. What is that truth that will free us? You said we are already free. Abraham Lincoln freed us. See, that's not the kind of freedom which I speak. Abraham Lincoln was not instrumental in trying to free you. Remember that Abraham Lincoln won the United States of America. They didn't want two presidents. See, they didn't want two governments ruling America. They wanted only one government, one president for all. It was not that they were so full of love for the so-called nickel that he wanted to free them from the hands of his brother. But this was a good weapon to bring his brother into submission to his idea of the United States and one president of that United States. So therefore, you were just lucky that you got free from servitude, slavery at that time. Otherwise, you would probably still have been in servitude, slavery. Today, see, you said you love Lincoln. You love him because he freed us. I said to you, my beloved brothers and sisters, Mr. Lincoln was not your brother. He was not your friend any more than George Washington. Now we are 100 years up from slavery. Many of you feel proud that you have been schooled. You have a few diplomas and degrees. You can do little things educationally. But that does not get you justice in America today. You still suffer injustice with an armful of diplomas and degrees from colleges and universities. Is that not right? Is that not right? I'm willing that you shoot me down. Cut me down any way you please to get rid of me if I'm not right. If I'm right, be aware. What we want today is justice. We want the truth. Truth have come to you. You are not accepting it. Think over it. Here are a few of us who have accepted God to be our Lord. We have accepted Islam to be our religion. An old religion as old as God himself, a religion of the prophet, all the righteous, a religion of freedom, justice, and equality, a religion of universal brotherhood, a religion that a brother will fight and die for his brother, a religion that believes in a law that was given to Moses, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. See, look at this Christianity. We see that law is killed today. Why? Because the devil did not want to strike back at him. So therefore they condemn an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, in a Christian religion. Because the 20 million so-called might get an eye for an eye. That's nothing but the common law of justice. If you plunk out my eye, I should try to plunk out yours. But you have been made such harmless slaves. See, by the teaching of this slavery religion, America called Christianity. Which teach you to love, not to strike back, but to turn the other cheek. See, it teaches you to give freedom to the robbers. If you take one coat, then give him the coat also. See, help the robbers to rob. See, enrich the thieves. See, that's the kind of religion that you are taught to believe. That is God religion, my brothers and sisters. I said, my friends, it's a slavery teaching today. It's against the very nature of you and me to stand and let someone smack us on one side of the cheek, and then we turn with enough love. I said, cowardice in us, the unsmoked cheek. See, you can't do that. It's against the law of nature. See, America can't do it. When America cheeks is struck by enemy, she prepare her army to strike back. The Christian governments of America can't do it. We see this Pope of Rome can't do it. If you and I just don't wake up to that knowledge and execute the law, an eye for an eye, we might as well be dead and forgotten. It is better for you and me to just go and commit suicide than for an enemy to come in our home, drag us down, drag our daughters out, beat, lynch, and rape them. While we stand by looking, if you and I are deprived of justice, if this federal government will not punish our murderers and our rapists, I said to you, we must get together, find some way to punish them ourselves. Your mama got only a GED. I got a college A degree in some college courses. Your mama got you a GED. You hate me because knowledge is being explained. Like I said, you fell on the wrong head this morning. Your mama should even birth you. Some of you guys is disgrace because you come on people live and things and be so ignorant. You bump your head so many times when your mama had you, man. I feel sorry, man. Most of you guys just bumped your head before you came out of your mama's room. In the case, my brothers, a recent lynching Mississippi, the government ain't spent a lot of time of trying to find the lynch body to show that he had been lynched. It would have been easier to find the murderers than a dead body. According to the paper, that is all you and I had to go by. See, the government knows the lynchers, but since finding lynchers according to the paper, they have turned the lynchers over to their judge of their own native states and courts. Then they would be free, as all of the other lynchers of our people have been freed. You are so angry with me because I'm explaining the judgment that's coming. Your people going straight down to the hell pit, man, where that fire never goes out, man. Your people. Because your people have all this time to try to get it right, man. Your people have all this time to get it right. But they refuse. You are nothing but the children of the devils today. You carry out his desires. Some of you do the devil's bidding, man. Get out of here, man. Go sit down. We have come to a point, my brothers. We must find justice for ourselves or commit suicide. What good is your life and my life if we had no protection today? If I was a black woman and my man was such cowards that they would not try and defend me and the children I produce, I would just get a shotgun and kill myself. This is nothing but right. See, this thing has come to a point of expulsion. I'm your brother. Your hurt is my hurt. It doesn't make any difference with me what religion you are, as long as you are a black man or a member of the darker people. You and I are brothers. Your hurt is my hurt. See, the sad thing is these people come on people's lives when they explain the truth to people, right? But your governments will not explain the truth though. But y'all see this is why Daniel prophet says those people in these last times they will try to look for truth. They're trying to run here and there, trying to find truth, man. And this is the reason why, see, the spirit is telling me, man, that you guys trying to go on everyone's platform to trying to hear something. Why your government, why this man, your president, fail to tell you what's out there. You know how stupid it is today, man, when people want to, when you are a chosen one, you know what I mean? Every eye is on you and you get all this hate today, man. But when you're explaining things to the T and trying to explain truth to people, they hate you. Yes, this is why Jesus said the world will hate you, keep in mind. Because it hated me first. Amen. They hated me first. Of course they're going to hate you. But, it don't make sense people go on people's platform to hear something. But you never hear truth from these people. You never hear it because they don't want to tell you. This is why Moses says the veil was kept on the people's eyes. Because they did not understand and see the gospel that was passing. The veil was set on these people's eyes, man, because they didn't want to see what was coming, man. The veil is put on your eyes today. This is why people stroll on people's lives. You're trying to hear something, man. You can't hear nothing from your government, from your president, from your world leaders, man. You better fasten your seatbelt, man. You better sit tight, man. If you're gonna go on my life, you better just sit down, man, and just shut up. You and I are brothers. Your hurt is my hurt. How many years you have been frightened, my brothers and sisters? Keep your mouth shut. See, they want you to keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing. Don't say that. See, when it's gonna get time for you to speak up for yourself. So you can't blame the government for not giving you anything when you are not asking for anything. The only thing that we are pleading for is a damn job today. It's not true that John Hawkins and the slave trade of our people brought you and me here. If that's the purpose of working for this white man, he did not bring you here to make you the white man's equal. It's certainly evidence by now that was never intended that you be a full citizen on it or an office holder in America. Your role was that of a slave today. Today, even though for 400 years have elapsed, that intends underlying your role in American body of politics today. How Patwa and Psych many of us make as we boast of our education and our attainment of a measure of economic growth. See, all these things, my brothers and sisters, are illusion. When rightly viewed, education had been designed by the oppressors with the scientific of intent of keeping you in servitude. The economic growth had been achieved by the installment buying, and which now clearly shown to be the bag of ropes about the neck of the black man. Our oppressor owned and controlled everything. We had nothing. What then is the base of our valid and food pride? Something must be wrong upstairs. I ask you, how in a common sense can we be satisfied with our role of servitude and as the helpless victims of injustice? If we have simple intelligence and love for our fellow man, we must sound alarm and let the world know we are not satisfied today. We must shake off the dead, dumb, blind shackles that have beset us from generation and move towards unity of our kind. This is the truth. The truth hurts. I will speak it or die. I'm not afraid to die for truth indeed. I did not take this mission to try to save my life. I took the mission to feel truth even at the cost of death. We must unite at all costs. Once unite, we must stand fully packed as a war against injustice. If a brother does not want to unite with you, then you must teach him, court him, urge him, persuade him by all methods available until he realizes that he too must give his all on the altar of injustice. What if 10 million of us die in the process? The remaining 7 million or more of us will enjoy freedom, justice, and equality. It's sad, man. It's sad because the man you looking on the screen, man, got a charge. He's under executive orders. You want me to give you the number? 13848, man. But a lot of people say, well, Trump ain't gonna get tried, of course, man. But America is going straight down the hill. Straight down the hill. Just because you see the man on the screen, just because he got power and money and good wealth and that he can't be touched, man. Bullshit. You can be touched. You can be touched. America is going to be tested, man. And these kind of people is going to bring the people into the fall of America, man. Pharaoh did not want Moses to preach the religion we see in Egypt because Pharaoh knew such preaching would be a damnation to his wicked kingdom. So it is that the oppressors did not want you to hear the gospel of the black man. They know that this gospel will be one day their undoing. Pharaoh did not want Moses to call the Jews to war to wine at sundown. He knew that once the Jews was united in the name of the religion of their fathers, they would no longer abide in slavery. Let me give you a word or two. Now God has brought the ginger man to the White House. Because listen carefully now. America have to pay for the sins that she has committed. You see, the genocide of the native people. You see, the translated slaves that brought us here. You see, the lynching, the brutality, the killing of us without any thought of justice. Now, do you think that God is pleased? You see, the system in this world is owned by white supremacy in the political, educational, spiritual, cultural, the economic, legal, whatever you want to see. White supremacy is ruling. So don't get it twisted. See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says four great judgment are afflicting America. You see rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, and many other related plagues. So at tons, millions of tons of water, it's going to drop on America. So you have to know what's happening because it's coming near where you live. And see, nobody in America is going to escape the judgment and wrath of God. And see, I represent Jesus, the Pope. You know, poor fella. He says that he's a member of Jesus. Oh Lord, he's got to clean up his house. They don't represent Jesus the way that we represent him. This is why Jesus didn't establish this religion of Christianity. This is why Jesus' kingdom was not of this world. But y'all saying that you love him, your pastors and teachers will never teach you what's going on in our world. They'll tell you guys, don't believe in these aliens. Don't believe what you see out there. Is it keep you blind, damn it? Is it keep you blind? If I was to say Jesus was the alien, Jesus is not of this world. This is why he didn't come down to establish no Christianity. Christianity was a white man-made religion. You know, 325 AD, a man of Constantine shouldered the cross. So the white man came, took our minds, robbed our natural resource, took our DNA. And most of these black teachers, preachers, entertainers is happy to have a license or get ordained. You know who I am? You want my number? See, Isaiah described them well. But before I can get to Isaiah, you know, Jesus didn't have any letters. No letters, no lessons was learned. Although it's truth in my mouth. The people were saying, is this a carpenter? Who is he? Are his brothers and sisters here? And they were so offended. But the first thing they can do to you is show you their letters. I got, you know what I mean, a PhD. I got a DD. I got an MA. Now Isaiah, the prophet said, you got to be careful of these documents of divinity. Because Isaiah said DD mean dogs. It's talking about preachers. It's talking about greedy dogs that never get enough. You see, they whooping us. And I'm putting myself in it. But although I don't belong in it, but I'm going in it to those that are comfortable, that are in it. But I'm trying to pull us out of it. See, I never had nothing. See, I was blind in this American Christianity, running here, running like the wild vine. You got a Saint Lutheran, you got a Saint Peter, you got Saint Paul, you got not you got a Hindu Buddhism. See, God today, if He's not the author of confusion, see, God don't dwell with temples made with human hands. So this American religion of Christianity can't never teach you starvation, because brothers and sisters, you must come down to this earth and rot. They teach you about the life and resurrection, but you must experience this earth and rot. You're gonna die on this earth, but they teach you that life, that you will rise. No, the resurrection today means that we, as a mental people, will rise from our mental death. So you got to realize, understand who God is. And you got to understand what the devil is. And name the beast that he is. Because today, America, is setting heavy sentences. This ruthless devil amongst our people are setting up heavy sentences, prison terms. This refuse to let the prisoners go free. But this is why Isaiah 43:6 says, I'll say to the north, bring that back. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the end of the earth. America. Isaiah 54:17 says, shall no weapons form against me shall prosper. Isaiah 24:20 says, the earth shall read to and fro like a drunkard. Isaiah chapter 2:19 says, the people will flee from the cage, from the ground, from the fearful presence of the Lord, and the splendor of his majesty when he comes to shake the earth. Psalms chapter 2 verse 4 said he was sit in the heaven, and he shall laugh. He shall have them in their humiliation. Jeremiah 23:19 said, you see the storms of the Lord have burst out on the wicked, a whirlwind sworn down on the heads of this wicked. A wicked world we living in. A wicked world that must be a test. It's a task put on white America. And see, you just being bright up from the count. A time that you will pay. And oh America, where shall you flee? Because your time has approached.